People often struggle with interviewing because A, they're embarrassed to blow their own horn, B, they feel like they're bragging, or C, where candidates don't do enough preparation for the interview and they end up actually raising more questions than they answer. That's like taking a grenade, putting it in your mouth, pulling the pin, and handing it to the interviewer. The good news is premier job match candidates are never safe. Interviewing is a lot like dating. You're assessing a potential partnership, you're determining whether or not there's mutual interest, and if there is, what the next steps might be.
Remember, you are your own brand. Have you ever seen an advertisement that says, "I'm second best"? You are a star. In order to shine brighter than the rest, you need to be prepared for these common interview questions.
I consider some of my strengths to be that I think I'm a leader. I work pretty well with the team for the most part, and I'm really competitive. I always want to win, and I always do my best to win. And then some of my weaknesses I'd probably say is I'm a procrastinator sometimes. Sometimes I put things off, and I complete my work, but sometimes it's not always done throughout the entire process. And then I also find myself to be a bit of a perfectionist at times. So I really just try to do my best, and sometimes I take too much time to complete a project.
There's probably a couple of different things here that I would tell Reed about answering the strengths and weaknesses question. And he is a perfect example of people who are underselling themselves in terms of really identifying their key strengths. So I would like to hear more from him in terms of key things that are really important to him and that he thinks he does particularly well. In terms of how he answered the weakness part of the question, he's actually raising more questions about himself than he's actually answering. So I want to hear weaknesses you've actually turned into a strength. You're aware of the weakness. What have you done about it? And how have you now made that something that works for you as opposed to works against you?
I'm a compelling leader. No matter what I do, I always try to engage everyone and make sure that everyone's always putting out their best effort. I also love to help other people. During the school year, I work for a West Philadelphia inner city lacrosse team and help out the little kids there. And I'm a competitor. I always want to win, whether it's in a video game against my little brother or whether it's for the Ivy League championship. And I'm a great communicator. I did speech and debate in high school, and I play defense for lacrosse, where the biggest thing you have to do is communicate between you and everyone else on your team. As for my weaknesses, I think one of my biggest weaknesses is the fact that sometimes I tend to take on too much in a team project, and one thing I've really learned from this is how to delegate and make sure that everyone is held accountable for their end of the project, and then taking off a size of work that I can actually complete on time and make sure it's done very well. I'd probably say the biggest thing about this pen is how perfect size it is, and the fact that it's ballpoint. It's got a clip so you can carry it with you whenever you need it, and it's black, which is almost a universal color for all pens. So I would definitely go with this pen over any other pen in the marketplace right now.
So let's talk about how Reed was selling this pen to me. There's a lot of work that needs to go into this response. First of all, he needs to ask me what I'm looking for in a pen. If I'm the customer, he can't just start assuming that the things he's trying to sell me on are what's important to me about this pen. The real critical difference here is being able to understand the difference between the features and a benefit of a product. It's one of the most important lessons you need to learn, as you're actually going to be asked the same types of questions over the course of your career. So first of all, this clip is a feature. The fact that this pen writes smoothly is a feature. The benefits are that I'm not going to lose the pen. That's the key piece here, because I have a clip. It writes smoothly. I can do my work more neatly, or I can draw more neatly, or whatever it happens to be. Those are key benefits. So remember, the key to this question is features tell, benefits sell.
So what are you looking for in a pen?
Well, there's a few different things I'm looking for in a pen. Number one, I lose them all the time. Number two, I do a lot of writing, so a pen that works well is important to me.
Well, we have this pen here. It's got a clip on it, which is great for not losing your pen. You can clip it onto your jacket or to any pocket, and it will make it very easy to access, and you won't ever lose it. Another thing, it's a very smooth writing pen and has a good grip on it. So this way you'll finish your work, it'll be very neat, and if you're doing a lot of writing, it won't hurt your hand as much. This pen's $9.99, and I think it's the pen for you.